Hey everyone, in this video I'm using the Game Rombo wireless controller. This version even has glowing buttons. Check it out in the description. Hello everybody, today we're going to be looking at Citra, the 3DS Emulator, and I copied my own games to my computer using the 3DS cart extractor on custom firmware. If you want a tutorial on that, you'll have to look on YouTube. It can be a little bit taxing. But once you have Citra downloaded and installed to its own folder, you're going to click the Citra folder. And you're going to look for Citra-QT. And also, ahead of time, you will want to create a folder by right-clicking, New, Folder, and calling it ROMs. It doesn't matter if it's all capital, all lowercase, or a mixture. And make sure you put your games in here. Like you can see, I don't have a whole bunch of 3DS games because I wasn't really big on the 3DS. And there are going to be some of the 3DS games that you can get through other means if you aren't new to emulation. But these are all my rips. I ripped this from a Japanese because you had to get it in Japanese, and I patched it into English. It was actually $20 like 8 years ago. Now it's $40 or $50 to get this off of eBay from Japan. But yeah, you can get the games through other means, which I don't know how, but you can get them if you are not new to emulation. You know what I mean, or you don't know what I mean. And what you're going to want to do is after it's all installed to this folder via the .exe, you're going to want to, like I said, get your ROMs, put in the ROMs folder, and if it's not working and won't let you install in the program, because it'll ask you if you want to install it or decrypt it, if it's possible, if the game is compatible with the Citra emulator. A lot of them aren't. You will have to take an extra step to change it from a 3DS file to a CIA. There's decryptor CIA and batch CIA where you can do multiple at once, and you just basically drag and drop onto the exe your file or make ROM, and it'll spit out a file like this where it's CIA or 3DS depending on which one you want or need it to be for Citra. Just drag and drop or open it up, because one of these programs you can open up. I don't want to mess up my computer. But yeah, and then it spits out the file you need right here usually, or in the folder where your ROMs are at. It just depends. The programs are all different. And now that you have them in your ROMs folder, you're going to go to citra-qt.exe. And they should show up here. Or if they don't, you do add new game directory. And you see how this is on my K drive, installers, emulator, Citra, /ROMs, that ROMs folder, where you have all your ROMs put after you've decrypted them or made them into CIA files or .3DS, depending on which one you want to play as, and which one your version of Citra supports, CIA or 3DS. And you basically just find your ROMs folder when you click Add New Directory and set that, and then it might let you install. Some games don't need to be installed. And after that, what you're going to want to do is when your games show up here, you're going to want to load up one of your games and make sure it works before we do the rest of the stuff, because we don't want to start doing the rest of the steps and find out, oh, the one game you wanted to play does not work. But yeah, there it is. You're going to have some issues with older and newer versions of Citra. This is 1803. Now that we can verify that this game works, we're going to show you some cool stuff. There's a multiplayer option. It does work for most games. You create a room, and then your friend that you want to play with joins your room. And I don't have a second PC right now to actually show this. But yeah, you can find people for almost any game. Japanese-only games, you're going to have a hard time finding people to play with. But yeah, now that we have the game working, but you can see that my controls aren't working. What we have to do is map the controls. Basically, make each of these buttons and the analog sticks and the D-pad work as if it's a 3DS controller. So we're going to go to Emulation on the top left, Configure. Controls, you can have a profile, default, new, delete, rename. You can make different profiles. We're just going to stick to this one. For the A button, pick the button you want to be your A button. I'm going to pick circle. And if your controller works, it'll change it to button 1, button Y, button A, button B. Now for the B button, you're going to hit the corresponding button you want to be your B button. I hit the cross button. For X, I'm going to hit square. For Y, I'm going to hit triangle. Circle pad, which is your analog stick, I believe. Left, I'm going to hit left. Right, right. Up, up, and down, I'm going to hit down. L and R, L1, R1. Now it's asking for ZL, L2, ZR, R2. And you do that for every single button. And make sure they're all mapped. And the C stick, I think that's for the new 3DS. Then you hit OK. And now we're going to see. There. And then we're going to test out the rest of them to make sure that they all, yeah, and my D-pad's working. Okay, cool. See, he's pixelated. The boat textures are a little bit blurry. What we're going to do is we're going to do a test right now by going to emulation and back to configure again. And keep an eye on this. Now, it might not be a huge difference because it's so zoomed in on this part of the cutscene, but we're going to go from general to graphics. Internal resolution, let's do it ×2 and pay attention to him before I click on it. Boom, and here we go. Not too much, but it took a little bit of the pixelation away. Now his face is a little more clear, his clothes aren't so pixely, and his hat's not as pixely. But now we're going to bump it up again by going to emulation, configure, graphics. And we're going to do a bigger one. Let's see, this is a 2K screen I'm on. So 2400 by 1440. Now I'm going to move this over and pay attention to him in the background. Boom. Now almost all of his pixelation is gone and his edges are super sharp. And then once we get in the actual game, you'll see an even bigger difference. Texture filter, they've got anime 4K, ultra fast. See? It changed the background this time and made it look like an anime kind of. It's got more of a hand-drawn pencil look instead of being blurry. And we're going to go back to this again. Back to graphics, change it to bicubic. Now pay attention to the lines in the background. Blurry again. He's in focus. His symbol's blurry, but he's in pretty good focus and sharp. His hat's a little bit blurrier than it was. And going back to configure, we're going to check the next one. Scale force. Made the background not as anime-like. It kind of looks like water pastels. His symbol's not as blurry as it was with the bicubic, I believe it was. And then we're going to go to the last one. I just want to show these off because I think this cutscene might take a bit. And then BRZ Freescale is usually what I keep it on if it makes the game look better. Some games it looks worse with. The text is better. The background's really sharp. He's super sharp. His symbol's not blurry. This is why I keep... And the text is... I think I said that. The text is better. Yeah, this is why I keep it on this one. So yeah, all the buttons are mapped and they work pretty good. And the audio settings, usually, you don't have to worry about too much. Unless you want to change audio stretching to on or off, audio device, automatic volume, microphone if your game requires it, like Nintendogs, or some people call it Nintendo Dogs. But you don't really need it. Basically what you need are the graphics and controls. for this emulator. The rest of it's extra. I did have a cheat code list, but I ended up losing it, so I can't really show off cheat codes, at least right now, unless I'm lucky enough to find it again for this game, where you can get infinite HP, infinite magic for your monsters, a whole bunch of XP. If you defeat a level 1, you can have like 100,000 XP whenever you defeat an enemy. They have spawn monster codes where you can get some of the DLC monsters, or the online only monsters will pop up when you run to a wild one. It'll change to that one, like the Pokemon encounter codes. Same thing. So I'm not really going to show off a whole bunch of this, and I just want to show off the basics, and I hope you liked it. I hope this video was informative. If you did like it, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because I will probably do more of these emulator setup videos and tests and show them off. Citra, in my opinion, is the best 3DS emulator you can get for PC. Some people might disagree.